In so many cases, when you see that your orchids have so many soft leaves, chances you cannot recover those soft leaves anymore. But in this situation, I think that I can cover these leaves because it's only a little bit soft. Can you see that? This one is a little bit better. How to help it get better? It's really easy. You will use sprayer to spray to the lips. You can use water to spray to the lips, but it will not. You cannot see the problem. You cannot see the result after 1 or 2 days after using that method. But when you keep doing that for about several weeks, you can see that this one will become a little bit more better and better. And the problem is when you see that your orchids have got the soft leaves, you will soak all the plants into water, or you will spray so many waters, too much water. So you will spray too much water on the leaves, and you think that it will help the leaves become fresh and clean and sturdy as before. But it's not going to happen like that, because actually the leaves cannot eat that much. It cannot absorb water that much. When you soak all the plant into water, you will cause your orchid may cause some problems such as rot leaves or rot stems. So just spray to the leaves slightly, and after that you have to remove all the extra pollen in between the leaves or in the ground like this. Or if you really want to keep your orchids away from rot leaves or rot stems, you need to use a piece of cloth to remove all the extra water. Okay? And actually, it's not just about a water problem, it's also about fertilizer problem. When your orchid is lack of fertilizer, they will take the energy from the leaves to keep it alive. As you can see here, when it do not have enough nutrients, it will take the energy from the leaves so that it will have enough energy to survive, especially in summer when the weather outside is really hot and it's not a perfect condition for it to grow, so it needs more and more energy to survive. So in this situation, in my situation today, this orchid got soft leaves. It's not just because lack of water, it's not also because it needs more nutrients, and it is really easy to give it more nutrients. Actually, orchids, especially Phalaenopsis, doesn't need too much types of nutrients. They will need a little bit nitrogen, potassium, calcium, and potassium, such thing like that. But actually, we don't need to give it most of them. Just give it something like vitamins and minerals. It is enough for it to survive in hot weather. Especially when you put it outside, you don't need to give it too much nutrients, because when it is lack of nutrients, the leaves will be soft. But when it have too much fertilizer, it can have rot leaves or rot stem. I don't know why, but when you give it too much fertilizer and too much water, it will be really weak. That's why I always tell you that don't give your orchids too much water and too much fertilizer. If it is lack of nutrients and water, it will be ugly. But it have more than it needs, it can say goodbye to you. Remember this. So today I'm going to share with you 2 methods that I usually use to help it have stronger leaves, sturdy leaves. Let's get started. The method number 1, you can use vinegar to take care of your orchids, but in my case I will use vinegar with aloe vera. I just squeeze a piece of aloe vera to a bottle of vinegar and wait for about 2 weeks to have this liquid. If you don't have aloe vera, just use vinegar in your kitchen. You can use any type of vinegar, but make sure that don't use too much. Any type of vinegar, even the one that expired, you cannot eat that vinegar, but your orchids will eat that really well. Vinegar contains a lot of minerals, so it's really good for the orchids to grow green and fresh leaves. And you can see that after using vinegar for several days, several times, you can see that these leaves will become really fresh. So I will take only about 2 mils of vinegar. 2 mils or 1 mil is too much. I don't use a measure a cup to take 1 or 2 mils. I just estimate, and you will use a sprayer with about 500 mils of water, and then I will put vinegar into this sprayer. Okay. Because you are taking care of the leaves and you want to have green leaves, so you have to spray to the leaves. Okay. Don't give it too much. That is enough for your orchids. Like this. Okay. Apply to your orchids about once a week, and remember to, if your orchids cannot, after about 30 minutes, if you can see that there's so much extra water in between the leaves, you have to use a tissue to remove all the extra water. But after 30 minutes, when you see that all the water on the leaves are totally dry, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Apply it to your orchids about once or twice a week. You can see that all the leaves will become really sturdy after 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. The method number 2 I will show you is that, look at this bottle. This is a bottle of Zion. If you are or you have been watching my videos for several months, you can see that I use a lot of Zion to take care of my orchids, because I believe that my orchids really love vegetables, things like this. And this bottle I made about 6 months ago. It is about 200 mils of water and about 20 grams of onions. I slice the onions into small pieces and put in that water bottle. And after that, I add about 50 grams of sugar. So I will repeat the recipe: 200 mils of water, 50 grams of sugar. You can use any type of sugar. If you don't have sugar, you can use molasses, or you can use honey, anything that sour, or you can use expired candy, and stir it to make sure that this liquid is a little bit sweet. And I use about 30 or 50 grams of onions. Put it in this bottle and close the lid tightly, and wait for about 6 months to have this bottle. Please remember that when you make this, it will release a lot of gas, so open your bottle every day for about 2 weeks to make sure that all the gas release well. And after that, you will have this bottle, a cold onion and Zion. I usually use this to take care of my orchids because onions has a lot of potassium and sulfurous, which is really great for the leaves to grow, and it will help the orchids have a brighter flowers in blooming season. So this is kind of magic liquid for your orchids. And the most important thing is that I will make it once and I can use it for about several years, because I only take about 2 mils of this to mix with 500 mils of water to take care of my orchids. Okay, I will take 2 mils of this. $500 mils of water. Okay, close the lid and spray to the leaves. You can apply to your orchids once a week. Provide this to the roots too. Okay. When you take care of your orchids, as I said in my previous videos, it is the safest way to take care of your orchids if you only provide your orchids with fertilizer and water only on the roots. Your orchids will not have root leaves or root stem if you only give water or fertilizer to the roots. But there is a problem with those things. If you do not spray to the leaves will not become shiny. They will not green and shiny as you want. When you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and you can see that, oh, they have a really beautiful orchids. The leaves are so shiny, the leaves are so green, so sturdy, and it looks like, you know, it looks shiny, and you think that your orchids will never have that shiny leaves. It is because they use some type of fertilizer that can spray to the leaves. I don't know about that. Until I learned this from my friend. They always have shiny leaves, and they told me that it is because they use fertilizer for the leaves. And when you use a spray to spray to the leaves, the water will help you clean the leaves, and the water can really massage your leaves and help your orchids stimulate all the process inside the plant, and they will become stronger. The sprayer is really a magic thing that you can think of. If you never used a sprayer before, you can try to get one and use the method that I showed you. Use fertilizer for the leaves, not only the roots, and use a sprayer. The sprayer can help your orchids massage to feel better. It's really like that, especially when you grow roses or any type of plants in your house. When you use sprayer and spray some types of fertilizer on the leaves, you can see that the leaves will become more beautiful. I'm not sure about that before. I was not sure about that before, but after about 7 years taking care of my orchids, I realized that using sprayer will make the leaves will become shiny. But actually, it can make some problems with the leaves, especially when you see that when the leaves are wet for a long time, it may got some problem with the leaves. As you can see here, it is kind of broad leaf. The the spot here is so ugly. But when you have time, you spray the leaves and use a tissue to remove all the extra water. This not gonna happen. I'm not that hardworking woman. I usually spray and then I put it outside and wait for about 30 minutes, and because it's really windy outside, so it's not wet after about 20 minutes, so it's okay for my orchid. But sometimes I forget about it, and my leaves got some problem, but I don't know about that, and I will have some ugly spots like that. So every method has pros and cons, so you have to decide what is your favorite method and you will use that. In my opinion, I just want to take care of my orchids in an easy way, so I don't spray fertilizer for my leaves often. I only use this method when I want, especially when I'm about to give the orchids for my friends as a gift. I will take care of it carefully to make it look really beautiful before I give it to my friends or my sisters. But actually, I usually use fertilizer and water only for the roots. Okay, so that's all I want to talk about today. If you really want to know more about